Hey, it's Bitty Penny. Welcome to my channel. Uh, I hope you guys are doing great. It's 5:23 a.m. my time, but I've been up for an hour packing orders. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. You kept me busy yesterday and already this morning, but everyone's orders are packed. All of yesterday's orders went to the post office yesterday, and the other ones are going to the post office this morning. So everyone will have their stuff very soon. We're going to play with the Gilded Rose today. And I want to make some very shabby chic cards. I've got this paper, which we've all seen here before if you've been here a while. I think it's considered packing paper, masking paper. Actually, I think it's considered masking paper. It's about, well, it's probably $4 a roll now on Amazon, but it used to be $3. It's just, everything's gone up. So I'm going to use some of this, and I'm going to create layers with my roses. And we're just going to we might even use some paste. I need to use it up. So we might use some paste, and we're going to use the Gilded Rose. And we're going to make some really kind of layered, shabby chic kind of cards. Now, this would also work for junk journals. If you wanted like ephemera to go inside of junk journals, you could also use kind of the same approach. You could make these in any size that you want. I have some 5x7 card bases here. I don't think I have any A2. Let me look. Well, I have some gray ones. We could do gray. Let me pull those out. I don't cut A2 card bases anymore in bulk. I just do them one by one if I need them. But I have these old ones, so we could work with them as well. This is probably a better weight paper, to be honest, when you're going to do lots of layers. It's better that your card base isn't too thick. So on my typical card bases, I use like 100-pound cardstock. And it's pretty thick and sturdy. But if you're adding lots of layers of paper, it is better to start with like a 65-pound weight, I've found. Just because the layers add up. So when you start with a heavy base, and especially like a 5x7 card, you might have to add like extra postage. Usually it's cheaper. You don't have to add a whole nother stamp. You need to add, next time you're at the post office, if you make cards like this, especially in a 5x7 with a heavier weight paper, or just in general, pick yourself up some additional ounce stamps is what they're called, and they're cheaper than a regular stamp. But if your cards are a little bit heavier, it'll help get your card there without putting a whole nother stamp on it. Just a little tip. All right, so let's get started. I've got my masking paper over here. I've got my Gilded Rose, and now I have my card bases. I'm going to bring in a few other materials and things as well as we go. Like I just saw this scrap left over from the journal we made this weekend. I may even use a little bit of fabric. We'll see. We'll see where the cards take us. Let me find my live. I always have to give it a minute or a few minutes before it'll pop up for me. But there you are, all you guys, you early birds. Hey, Linda Gorman. Hi, Susan and Dana and Jennifer. Hello, hello. Hey, Rhonda Lane. Hi, Flo. Good morning. Hey, Vicky. Hi, Diane. Oh, no worries at all. But yes, we had a good time. We had a good time. I always love hanging out with Mary. So good to see you all. I know, Flo. I guess I'm kind of wrapping up. I kind of also want to chill. So maybe I'm not revving up. Okay, I'm going to use my mat here for measuring. And I'm going to make this just slightly shorter. I'll do 1/4 of an inch shorter than my card base. And I'm going to use my ruler to tear it. Sometimes I just tear off a big long piece and put it through my paper trimmer. You could do that too. This paper has a curling tendency. It's thin. It's really thin paper. And I don't think this other edge is straight. I should have torn a little more, I guess. It's okay, these layers don't have to be real exact or anything. Well, let's get a couple of these going. If you don't have this kind of paper, well, we can also grab some paper bag. Let's tear here. It's definitely not going to be even. This piece looks like it's just about right for an A2. Where did my card bases go? There they are. Yeah, boy, I've got some eyeballs when it comes to card measurements. I can't tell you any other measurements, but when it comes to a card, I can eyeball some things. Straighten that up a little bit. Yeah, that leftover piece was just perfect for this A2. Okay. And the 5x7, how's it looking? Really not wide enough, but we'll make it work. All right. That's enough of the green. I want to show you, let's see. I have to find them. I need a place for paper bags, so I always know where they're at when I want one. But you could use a paper bag the way that I'm using this paper. You don't have to have this paper. I have this paper because, you know, I can use it to wrap things. I can use it in my junk journal. Let me just cut this. I'm gonna have to cut this one. I am excited though, Flo. I get real excited about New Year's. Like, I love a fresh start. So I do get real excited about it. These are just kind of perfect for masterboards too. I think we can use this piece. I might just use it for a masterboard. The other day, I just sat in my craft room. I was pretty tired, and I made masterboards, and it was so much fun. I think I've shown them to you guys. I had a bunch of scraps on my desk from when I cleaned out that cubby of scraps. And I just sat down and made myself some masterboards. I just enjoyed every minute of it. So I usually use these for covers of journals most often, but I could also use them for cards. Like, you could put them down as your card base or whatever. Okay, let's try this again. But this time, I'm going to cut instead of tear. Some of these papers tear better than others. That is a little bit wider. Yeah, like a whole inch wider, but that's okay. So then I'm going to show you. Can trim it in your paper trimmer if you want more exact, precise, and perhaps straight lines. Okay, so this line's pretty straight. I mean, it's not too bad. I'm going to cut a little longer than what I want, like a little longer than 5 inches, so I can clean up the other side. So I can take off that side, and now I have a straight edge. So I'll bring this to 5. I actually want mine a little shorter. I'm going to bring it to 4 3/4. And then 6 3/4. So yeah, you can most definitely, you know, just trim this up on your paper trimmer. So what is this? This is 5 1/4, perfect. So let's take it down to 4. And this will work for our A2. So with this one, with each slice, I'm kind of getting an A2 card front and a 5 by 7. That's kind of fun. Put these off and roll those up. Oh, I'm so sorry, Susan. Seems like lots of people are transitioning right now. I'm sorry. Okay, so there's all that. We've already got enough for 4 cards. Now let's do one out of a different material, because you may not have this paper that I'm playing with. Most of you probably won't. So let's play with something that you probably have, or have easier access to without having to place an Amazon order. You could use tea-dyed paper, rice paper. Don't mind the condition of this. They got crumpled. But you could use paper bags for the same kind of effect. Or if you have craft cardstock, you could also use that. Let's just use one of these crumpled up bags here. So this bag just happens to be cool. Just about 5 inches when I trim off the edges here. I'm only going to trim off just the very edge. Don't go back, don't go back. Okay. And then this one. Yeah, my grandmother passed the 1st of January, around the 1st of January in 2019. My uncle passed last year in January. It's just interesting. I guess people pass, you know, all the time or whatever, but it seems like the 1st of the year. A lot of times it happens. Okay. So now I was just trimming off the top edge. I have straight edges here, so I can use my straight edges. And I'm going to cut these to the 6 3/4. And this bag is just perfect for it. So this is all I had left over. You could still use this in a master board or in other layers. And like I said, you don't have to use any paper bag at all. You can use craft paper and get the same kind of looks that I'm going to be getting today. I just wanted to play with layers and different papers. See, this can be used. These are the side gussets to the bag that we kind of trimmed off. All of this can be used for things. But here's the two main pieces I was going for. So now I have two more pieces for my background here on my card base. All right. Now, I'm not done yet. I want more layers. I'm just going to take these all out, kind of pile them up, and we'll work through them. All right. So I've got all my kind of real lightweight layers. That's what's good about them, though, is that they're so lightweight. I'm probably going to have to use my ATG gun to stick these down, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Another thing I wanted to use was book pages. Different people have different feelings about book pages. Some of them very strong feelings. But I've got some book pages. Whew, that one has seen better days. But it's such a nice color and it's so soft. I keep it around. This is a tea-dyed. And then just some random, these are all from my scraps. And we can use them today in these cards. So little pieces, big pieces. I like to go and pick out book pages that are different tones. I mean, in my garage, I keep a pile of books that I can tear up. They all came to me free. They were going to be thrown away, and I just don't feel bad about it. But you do you. Another thing I thought of was doilies. I thought doilies might be fun today for these cards. So I've had these sitting on my desk. I keep shoving them out of the way. They're from Journal Say. And at Journal Say, you can buy these little doilies that are different colors, which is really nice. And these are like printed out of paper, but maybe you have a die that you can, you know, that would be a really good thing to do with your scraps, is go through your scraps and just cut out a bunch of dies with them. You could do doilies or whatever, circles. So I have mine already pre-made, but you could make yourself some for this project. Okay, so now we have the layers that I wanted for our background. So that's how we're making our background today. Now let's get out the Gilded Rose and let's get our focal points from the Gilded Rose. Now, the Gilded Rose does have, if you just wanted to use the paper pad, I did incorporate things that you could layer, kind of like what we're doing today. Like there's this page that is like a book page, kind of. So the book pages, check. There's these soft layers like these. So you could also use just the paper pack and get the same kind of effect of cards as what we're going to do here today. But I wanted different kinds of layers. All right. My mind has to put these back in order. Okay, here we go. I want to just grab the focal points that I want today. Let's play with a little bit of the layers and banners. I want this sheet. I, of course, want to play with all of them. And I want this sheet. Okay, we'll start with these. I think these are going to come together pretty quickly, you guys. Let me put my paper off to the side over here. Sorry, I'm drinking a lot of water. I feel dehydrated today. I've been working hard. All right. I decided yesterday that releases just have to release on Saturday. I released it on Sunday because my paper was a day late. And usually I would have it even for days before I would release it, but it was just a tight deadline this time. All right, so I'm using what I had called, I kind of formed these to kind of be like the cigarette cards. I don't know if you're not in the junk journaling community, you might not know what those are, but they're just kind of like tall, narrow pieces. I'm gonna trim a little more off this one. And I just thought they were fun and different. So on an A2 card, just such a nice focal point for an A2. I think, especially if you're the kind of a crafter or card maker who likes to add layers, like matting layers and different papers in the back and stuff. I thought these were just really different and, you know, not a square and just a different kind of rectangle. Of course, you could also fussy cut some of these if you wanted to. Okay. There we go. So already we have enough for 6 cards just with those, if that was all I wanted to use. All right. Then we've got these little bits. How many cards did I grab? Does anybody know? I don't even know. I think I grabbed 6. I grabbed 5. Well, oh no, I did grab 6. Okay, yeah, we're making 6 cards. Rhonda, I might do a digital version later. I'm not releasing one right away, but maybe like in a month or 2, I might have a digital version. I honestly, half of my paper has sold already. And it just depends on if I decide to do a second run or not. Will kind of depict the timing of it. But right now, I don't really know. Maybe a couple of months. I'm really not sure. I think I'll do one eventually because I had to take a lot out of this that I wanted to put in. So, you know, I think I will have a digital version eventually because there's even more that I designed and put together and put into it that I couldn't put in the paper pad. So yes, eventually I will. I'm like you. I love roses too. I do. Okay, let me move this down here where I have a straight edge. Okay, I figure I might want to use some of these labels. And I don't know if I want to use any of these, but maybe like the tickets. There's 3 tickets here and 3 stamps. I did think of using the stamps as well in this card today, or in these cards today. So let me go ahead and cut those out. All right, I definitely want to use these pieces. And I don't think I need this sheet. I don't think I need that one today. I think I just need this first 2. All right. But yes, you know, Rhonda, to further expand upon that discussion, I know, like you're in Australia and I don't ship to Australia yet. So I totally get it. Like, and so I will have it out eventually at some point. I can't leave y'all out. I just prefer to keep my physical and digitals kind of separate, like two different things for now, and then eventually release them, you know, my physical designs into a digital design. I don't think I'm going to run, I have run Crafty Queen through production 3 times now. I think I'm going, the next time I release Crafty Queen, it'll be digitally. So I think I just kind of have to like get to that point, you know, where it's like, okay, I've run Crafty Queen 3 times. Now it becomes a digital, that kind of thing. Okay. All right. Let's make some cards. I've got ephemera to play with. Yay. And focal points. Hurrah. Here we go. Let's see how this comes together. So I know I have some smaller pieces. We'll start with the A2. I have these smaller pieces like this one, and it's totally fine that the edge isn't straight. It's not perfectly straight, see? It's a wee bit crooked, and that one's even a little chamba, but it'll be fine. I'm gonna use my ATG gun. Y'all probably didn't even know I had one because I never use it. But with this really thin paper, I think a tape runner is best. So put that down. Now, more layers. I want mostly the writing to show. So I'm going to tear off the white border. And I'm just going to start kind of working with this. You can cut as much of it as you want to cut. You can tear as much as you want to tear. You can layer as much as you want to layer. And then something, this is what my brain was cooking up. Something like this. Just a shabby, chic little card. I've got the doily still. That can poke out over here. I love it. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to glue it all down. And not overthink it. Oh, thanks, Rhonda. For these stamps, you can leave it like that. I think it looks cool when it's just cut close to the edge. And it does still kind of look like a stamp, or you can distress it a little. I did put these when I created the ephemera, because I didn't think everybody, you know, you're not going to want to cut through a lot of things. I put it on like a tea-dye colored paper background, but you could also distress the edges if you wanted. All right. Did you guys have a good weekend? Hi, Carmina. Did y'all have a good weekend? We had a good weekend. It was luckily Saturday for me was pretty chill because Sunday was super busy. but I had a good one. I mean, super busy, but also very good. Got to hang out with a friend for a couple hours that I missed, and you know, it was good. And then I just worked for Bitty Penny the rest of the day. Okay, so I'm going to glue that layer there. This layer is really fabulous. I'm going to have to grab some more tea-dyed paper, the lines on it. I only have this one piece that I had grabbed because I'm really liking that for this design. See, and then this layer is going to go here. Very romantic little card. I'm just going to do a little spot of glue over there. All right. I've been so excited to play with these and kind of bring them to life. So this is just so fun for me. And when I woke up this morning, I just immediately was just like, layers, Gilded Rose. I know what I want to play with today. I know what I want to do. It's fun when that happens. Sometimes I come here and I'm like, I have no idea what I want to do. So this one, you know, we could add embellishments to them. We'll do it at the end, but we'll like maybe come back and add some like pearls or something to it. Okay, one down. Let's keep going. Just keep swimming. Going back with the base layer. Definitely need the ATG for these, or else we're going to have the glue worms. You know, it's going to show all of our glue lines. I don't like that. Sometimes you can't help it because you don't know if it's going to do that or not. That happened to me yesterday. I had some glossy photo paper and I thought surely it was thick enough that wouldn't happen, but it did. So you don't always know which papers are going to cause it. All right. Layers, layers, layers. Now this is a really old crunchy piece of paper right here. They can be brittle. Look, if you bend it, that's considered brittle paper when it bends and breaks. But once I glue it down, it'll be just fine, especially for a card. I've got this one piece of lined paper left. We've got the doily. Can go anywhere. It doesn't really matter because we're going to have our focal point come in. And bam, we've got a card. You could put one of the labels here. We could probably stamp the word love in there. Let's see. Let's try it. I think I'll do a lowercase, all lowercase, just so I have. Yeah, I think it'll work. Now, my paper does have, it's not fully matte, so you'll want it to dry, you know, a bit before I would imagine you could smear it if you don't let it dry a little bit. This is a little bit of an experiment. I haven't stamped on my paper yet. I have foiled it with the clear foil from Graffiti. I'm trying to get back on schedule, you guys. School starts next week, but I have been like waking up at like 7. And so ooh, perfect. Perfect for a 4-letter word. We use love today. All right. Hi, Jonna. I do not know why this bowl is here. Why is this bowl on my desk? I know it doesn't have food in it because I don't allow food in my craft room, really. Not too often. Not allowed. I think we're just going to stick with it just like that. I like it. Okay, so let me glue it down. Make sure all the little pieces are punched out here. Some of them you won't see, but I still want to punch them out. Okay. I'll just do dots of glue. It'll be enough to hold it. All right. Whoa. Whoa. All right. Let's put this one down. Turn it this way. I'm going to put it right at the edge of that back layer. Yeah, that way we can see plenty of it. Okay. Now this one, brittle paper, will show your glue lines. So again, I'm going to bring in a tape runner for the brittle paper because it will show. Now this is picking up, and sometimes your paper, you'll have some paper loss with this kind of paper too. It's really hard to work with brittle paper. Most people don't think, well, when they're using old books, you just kind of have to think of it. Now I'm going to put a little bit of glue behind, only where the glue or the tape is. So it shouldn't show through. The tape is kind of going to act as a barrier, but the glue is going to keep it more permanent. This one should be okay. Hey Beth, how's it going? Good morning and good to see you. I love this back paper. It just reminds me of like laying under a tree in a park and looking up through the branches. There we go. Another one done. Next. Okay, I think one of these back pages I'm gonna have to cut down. I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, yeah, let me cut one of these down. I think I'll cut down this one, the paper bag. It's a part, it has a seam. I know y'all can see that. The seam of where the paper bag's glued together, it doesn't matter. It's fine that that's on there because we're going for the layers anyways. Let's see how she tears. good, pretty good. There we go. Miss Gloria Wolf, how are you? Good to see you this morning. We're just layering up paper and making cards today, you guys, with the Gilded Rose, which I just released yesterday in the shop. Now, y'all probably know I don't really trust ATG in Texas, in my part of Texas, to stay for very long, but I'll just have to send these cards out. I used to use a Tombow runner. I liked it, but you know what? I don't have it anymore because I just use wet glue most of the time. This will hold it down. All right. I've just found that a lot of tape runners, after a couple of months, just don't, the card falls apart on me. And it's the humidity. We have a lot of humidity. It's not the tape runner's fault. Of course, you could put the doily over here. You know, you don't have to, I don't have to keep doing, but it's not broken, so I don't need to fix it. You don't have to keep doing the same arrangement over and over. But if it's not broken, we're not going to try to fix it. All right, we've got our labels here. I liked the love, that was fun. And we've got a couple of stamp images. We can put a stamp down here. And you know what? I kind of want to staple it on. For the aesthetic. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's do it. These are going to be some fast cards, you guys. Janine, hello. I need to get my papers up in Canada. I don't know of any Canadian shops, but that would be good. In time. When the time is right, those kinds of opportunities will present themselves. In the meantime, it's a good thing I make digitals, right? Because digitals have no borders and boundaries in that way. Oh, this is talking about the subconscious and the conscious mind. Ugh, deep. All right. This paper is thick enough that you could pop it up. So we could, let's try to pop one up. We haven't popped any up yet. This is the paper that reminds me of like laying in a park and looking up through the trees. Just gonna grab some foam tape here. Hey, Sean, how's it going? So good to see you. I hope you had a great time on your business trip to Europe. When our company started opening offices abroad, I was like, do that. I want to move abroad and work for the same company because I love my company. But again, not the right time. Okay. You can still add more to these. We could still grab, you know, I didn't release any stamps. I just did paper this time. I figured you guys probably had plenty of stamps, and the roses would go with any kind of sentiment. I mean, we stamped love on that label, but these could be Valentine's, sympathy, anniversary, thinking of you. I mean, they just go with any, to me, for any occasion. Birthday. So I figured I don't need to release any sentiments. They've got them already. I'm just gonna keep doing the paper for now. You could even though use my first stamp set. There's a few sentiments in there that would be really lovely. And there's labels in there. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll pull that out. Just putting a little glue where the tape runner is. Let's see how that does. Oh, that's okay. Okay. Paper bag. We can do a couple of book pages on this one. Kind of do a little bit of a master board, a little bit of a collage. Hey, Esther. How are you doing? All right. We're just playing. Let's grab one of our focal points. Let's grab a doily. So we kind of have like a recipe going on here of elements. Paper bag, book page, doily, focal point. And then we've been putting like a stamp or a label. Move that over. It needs more. So, speaking of the stamp set, let's bring in this flourish. Also, this is where I could use a stencil and paste and kind of paste something in. This is also where we could use some fabric pieces from the journal we made this weekend. I mean, sky's the limit. For me, this is just a little bare for my liking, but we're about to fix that. Okay, so now we have some different pieces of fabric to work with. Let's cut into this pink one too a little bit. And we've got a stamp. You could keep it plain and simple like that. It's funny, that's what I consider plain and simple, but We're going to add more. All right. There we go. We've got options. Okay. Let's use the stamp first and stamp a few of these flourishes around. I'm going to do tone on tone for this, and I'm going to do brown. Maybe frayed burlap. I like frayed burlap. Angie, how's it going? Oh, cool. Ooh, that would be nice, Angie. A devotional. Then you know the words are nice. You know? Kind of just filling in the gaps here with this flourish. And that's helping. Let's put one more up here. Okay. Yeah, that helps. Okay, I'm still liking this arrangement. Let's see about some fabric. Blue. It's a little more distracting than I thought it would be. The pink is much better. And then we can still put a label down here. It doesn't have to say anything. I created some labels, you know, like, well, I guess mainly this one where you don't, you know, you don't feel like maybe you need to put anything in there. Be sweet to put, like, if it was your anniversary or something, to put just the date of your anniversary in these. That would be sweet. I like this. This is feeling better. Hi, Shay. How's it going? Hi, Linda Veal. Good to see you, ladies. So nice seeing all of y'all say hello to each other. Just the sweetest. I'm closing up my glue right before I use it. You know, you could embellish with like pops of color. You could do embossing. You can do anything with this kind of setup. But I think I'm good for this card. I think I've got it where I want it or need it. I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac here. And stick that on. Cool. There we go. And then we'll glue the rest down. I should probably use Fabri-Tac for some of these pages. So Fabri-Tac is an acetone-based glue. And it's interesting because it will not leave the glue marks on paper like our PVA glue will. In case you didn't know that. So like this brittle paper, that would definitely, if I use my PVA on this paper right here, you would see everywhere where I put the glue. But with Fabri-Tac, you will not. We'll lift some pieces here. All right. So we'll go ahead and glue these thinner pages down with it. I'm kind of on a roll now. I have it out. I'm using it. Let's use it to glue these down. And this doily is actually cut out of cardstock, so it's thick enough I don't need the Fabri-Tac. I'm gonna close that up and put it away and resume with my PVA. I really only need the part that's going to be exposed glued here on these edges. And I got the center glued down. All right, this piece can be popped up if we want to pop that one up, or we could just pop up the little label. Let's do that. Actually, no, I want to pop this up too. I've got the tape. Let's use it. Have I tried using, hi Paula, have you tried using one of the little silicone scrapers to spread the pea glue to see if it shows? Just wondering. Yeah. You would have to do it before you put your glue down. So you would have to have it on the spreader and swipe it across. You couldn't put it on a line and then spread it out. It would still show. I don't know what causes that exactly. Like, I don't know, you know, the science behind it, but yeah. And I just feel like we spend enough time on our cards that we don't want to see the glue lines. I always get frustrated by it when I've worked on a card and then I see my glue lines and I'm like, ugh. But that's probably just me and more of a personal frustration. Maybe not everyone gets as frustrated by that as I do. It's funny, I don't see it when people send me cards. I don't notice it or see it, but on my own cards, I do. Okay, and then this piece needs a piece of foam. And then I'm gonna glue this stamp down, the faux postage stamp, but then I think I'll stamp over the top of it with like a cancellation stamp. So that's gonna get glued down. Let's look at this. Let's see which, let's put one over here. Fill it in like that. That should work. Probably more tape than I needed, but hey, there we go. Kind of wanted it further up, but this will be fine. So now this is the last piece for this card. I'm just going to glue this down. And then I need to find a cancellation stamp. That'll take just a second. Let's use this Kathy Holden from Spellbinders. This will work. We'll use that one right there. I like some of these other stamps a lot too. It's tempting to maybe try to fit some of those in. Maybe we'll do it on the next card. We'll save this stamp set out and use it on the next card. I'm going to use this Memento Black again. There. You know what? I can't help myself. We're going to put a few more stamps around there. Now I can obviously still come in with the pearls. We'll do all the pearls at the end. But there's that one. What do y'all think? Would y'all replicate this? Would y'all make cards like this? I love the shabby chic, the vintage, and the layered look. We only have 2 more to go. We've made 6 cards, you guys. I think they're certainly quick. They make up quickly here once you get your layers. Oh, Janine, I hope that goes well. I hope the medications work and get you feeling better. I really need to go get some checkups myself. Oh, I just hit a part of the tape that doesn't have any tape on it. What? None of this has tape on it? Oh my gosh. It's not my favorite thing in the world. Why is it over there? Do y'all ever, okay, have y'all experienced this where the tape switches midway? Like the tape should be on this other side, but it's on this side for some reason. Oh, you know what's happening? I think it's pulling it off. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. Hold on. Technical difficulties here. Technical difficulties. Okay, so this needs to go here. This needs to go here. And then you need to stop pulling my tape off. Let's see how this goes. It never fails that I hit a weird point with this tape and I have to just rewind it or something. I think we got it that time. Just some technical difficulties. We're good now. Let me kind of line this up. It's hard when it's a rolly piece of paper. Good enough. All right. I liked, that was fun last time, having kind of the collage of book page in the background. So we'll do that again. On toward the goal. Kind of fitting for the new year. Oh, it happens to you too, Jennifer? Yes, my ATG gets messed up too. It sticks to the mechanism on the runner. Ugh. Yeah, I don't use it often enough to really complain about it, but it is frustrating when I pick it up and that happens. And I don't buy off-brand tape. I only buy the Scotch brand tape. So, I don't know. It's not perfect, but it is a great tool. I would use it all the time if Texas wasn't so humid. Okay, let me grab another focal point. Is this the last one? We should have one more. Oh yeah, the blue one. Ooh, let's play with the blue. And then I can bring in some of this blue fabric. Let's put this over here. Okay. Now this one's not feeling like it needs, I either need to spread things out to stamp or bring them closer together. This one's feeling different. it's kind of funny how I laid things out, even though they weren't a solid piece, but they kind of made a rectangle. And I don't know that I like it, to be honest. I kind of like it when it doesn't do that. Let's keep working on it. Let's see. I've got these other pieces. I left these tickets pretty plain so that you could stamp them up yourself. I was hoping that pink would be a little more kindred to this one, but it's kind of not. Let's stamp it and see what we think. Oh, thanks, Jackie. Jackie Jackpot Miller, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Are you excited about the Craft Roulette Live event? Do you think you'll get to go? That worked. I like that. I was curious if stamping across the whole thing would help me with the color bit. Let's keep playing with that piece. Linda, I'm halfway there. But you have time. You have time. I'm just sure of it. And I may do another run of the paper too. We'll see how the second half goes. Looks like I accidentally set my stamp on this ticket. Okay, you know what I want? I think I do want to bring in one of these squares. I think it's going to be that center one right there. Or should it be the pink? Maybe pink. That way it'll tie in the pink from the fabric that I added. Yeah, I like that. Let's do a little bit of stamping with my flourish back here. Just a little with the frayed burlap again, tone on tone. I don't want it to be like overpowering or real prominent necessarily. What happens, it's just paper, if we stamp over this piece, these pieces? I know they're not glued down. It's okay. We'll be able to piece it back together. Maybe. kind of. At least for that one. I'll put the other ones behind. It's interesting. I should glue these down. Here. Let's take this off. And let's just put some of these back here in the background. Some on top of the words. Why not? It's okay. It'll make everything feel more unified, I think. Okay, let's glue these down and let's go for it. Let's put this card together. We only have one more to make, and we will have made 6 cards together this morning, which is pretty awesome. How you doing? How you doing, Cordelia? Don't you dare give up that Florida vacation. Nope, I wouldn't. Oh, let's see it. The glue is going to show through on this paper. It's not as brittle as the others. Might be okay. I think we're going to make it. We'll use just my PVA. I can't wait till we get to go back to Florida. I'm ready already. Ready already. Cordelia, you're not too far away, right? Oh, this one's probably going to definitely show the glue. This is a pretty brittle piece. We'll make do. I think we'll be all right. Yeah, it's going to be okay. I would already see it if it was going to be a problem. And that means I'd rip it up. Let's see if I have a more blue. I think I do. So let's see what this more blue doily looks like. Since we're playing with blue and pink. This one's kind of wild. Hold on. Gotta get all my pieces. And white. I think I'm gonna stick with the white. Just need to make sure all those pieces are punched out. Oh, Jackie, I didn't realize you were in Australia. Well, Rhonda Lane, I don't know if she's, yep, Jackie's, Rhonda Lane's in Australia. Michelle's in Australia. Let's see who else. Why am I blanking on my other Aussies? Messy Palette. And more. We have a lot of Aussies here hang out with us in the morning. My morning, their evening, y'all's evening. This one's feels kind of wild when I put that piece in. Let's try the white piece and see if we get the same, if I get the same feeling from it. Or if just the color of rose makes the difference. I'm curious. Yeah, the white is more calming. Let's move. What if we move it and kind of have like this whole diagonal thing for the eye to travel across the card? No, it feels too clustered. It feels too muddy. Let's take this piece out. That's better. That's better. Okay, now if I do that, I want something else, just a little something else. Let's stamp some more of these. Hi, Angie. No, those are from, these are from Journals Say, but you could die cut them if you have little dies for that. I was actually suggesting that. You could die cut them out of like scraps and stuff. I probably have a whole bunch of doilies. Okay, that's better. Okay, I think I know what I need. I'm going to take these pieces off. I think it's time for the paste and a stencil. Let me grab a stencil. Do I still have... I pulled one out for Craft Roulette the other night and I didn't use it. Let's use this one. So what my eye is needing right now is kind of a layer of consistency. Another thing that we could do if you didn't have, but look, I need to use the rest of this paste. I don't know if y'all can see it. Let me shine a light on it. See, like that's how much paste I have left. Very little, but it's drying up. So I need to use it anyways. And let's just add some paste on here. But what I was going to suggest is if you didn't have paste or didn't want to use paste, you could also do the same kind of technique with vellum. And I'm just going to kind of come on here and in places, I'm just going to kind of unify everything. Hopefully that's the idea of it anyways. That's what I have in mind. Is that this really pretty gold paste is going to kind of tie everything together. I feel like right now it's a little too chaotic for me. Even though it's layers and I love layers. I just need a little something. And I think that's going to do it. My goal is to not throw any of this paste away. I'm going to use this one up, and then I'm going to move on to my next bottle, and I'm going to use up my paste and not throw any of them away. All right, let's grab a scrap piece of paper real quick. I'm going to set this off to the side. I'm going to grab a scrap piece of paper and clean off my stencil. This is a whole piece. Don't know why that's in my scraps, but it is. So I'm going to use a baby wipe. And I'm going to clean. Oh, thanks, Jackie. I'll clean my stencil off onto this piece of paper with this wet wipe. And this is just the start of this piece of paper now. I can always come back in and spray it. Other stencils onto it. I can come back in and watercolor onto it. But look at that. That would have gone down my sink. And I'd rather it go onto paper than go in my water supply. So I'm sure the rest of the people who share a water supply with me feel the same way. Now I wet the back. The back was dirty, so I'm getting a little bit of that green come off, which is fine, because this piece of paper is just getting started. It's a work in progress, but it'll be really cool to cut up and use. And now I have a clean stencil. All right, back to this one. Let's hit it with a little heat. There's Messy Palette. There's even more Aussies, and I don't mean to leave anyone out, but we have quite the Aussie family here. And I love them all. I think I naturally, I'm very kindred to the Aussie spirit. I always liken the Aussie spirit to being very free-spirited, fun-loving. Now this paste dries pretty quickly, usually anyways, when you heat it like this. But because mine is dry, it's not fresh, it dries even quicker. So it's probably just about there. See, me and Messy Palette and Rhonda Lane, we all get each other. Okay. That should be good. Bye, babe. Love you. Have a good day. Oh, yeah, that's dry. Yep, all dry. Here we go. Yes, that's exactly what this card needed. It needed the gold. I don't know if y'all can tell the difference or if it's just me and my brain, but the gold brought all the pieces together for me. And where's that other part of the ticket I cut? There we go. Something like that is what we're gonna do. It needed the paste. All right, you guys, we're gonna put one more card together. We're going to embellish the cards with the pearls. And then I will head out. I kind of liked the ticket tucked underneath. I'm going to glue, instead of, I was going to glue that to the rose, but I think I'm going to glue this to the card and pop the rose up. And I'll glue the fabric to the card. You've got Christmas put away. I was kind of wishing we would have put it away this weekend, but we did not. So it's going to have to wait. So we put a tarp over our tree. It's not a tarp, but it's kind of like a tarp. We leave it decorated. I take the most delicate decorations off that we don't want to break. Then we leave it lit. We leave the ornaments that are, you know, not breakable on it. We leave it mostly decorated. We wrap it in plastic and we just stand it up in our attic. And that's how we deal with our Christmas tree. And I love it. I do not, you know, growing up, you always put the Christmas tree back in the box and then have to take it out, reassemble it, you know, reshape it, put all the lights back on it, all the ornaments, and it's so time consuming. And about 4 years ago, I was like, why are we doing this every year? Let's wrap that baby in plastic. Just have her stand up in the attic when not in use. It has been a lifesaver. I love it. Well, Penny Peterson, welcome to the Glue Crew. So glad you joined. I hope it's something you enjoy. Just so you know, there's discount codes there. Yeah, Rhonda, it's pretty awesome. I love it as an option. It just saves so much time. So there we took like a small focal point. I know we started with a large one, but we ended up with a small one on a large card, but I think it works. Could always add in a little bit of this blue in places. I also had those banners that, where are they? I cut them out this morning. There they are. I made these banners too in the paper pad. You know, you could always add a banner at the top or something. You could take this blue one and turn it into a banner. So now we've taken this one piece and kind of created 3. But, you know, you can cut your own banner. But you can play around with the different sizes, adding things in. Maybe you want the eye to travel a little more, so you put everything in a diagonal this way. That's not bad. You could put a little here and a little there. I actually kind of like that. I think I'll do it. And then we'll move on to our next card, our last one. Just play and have fun. Right, guys? You did a minimal Christmas decor this year. So easy to put up and take down. I voted for that, Janin, and slowly, I mean, it was like December 15th and my husband was in the front yard still putting up lights. I'm like, you know, Christmas is in 10 days, right? And there he is on the rooftop. And then he and Sparkleheart were like, we're going full Griswold next year. Okay. Alrighty. Ooh, I like it with the blue accents in the 2 corners. And now the eye travels across the card from top to bottom. Okay. One more, friends. One more. Right here. All right. Let's do this. So I should have one more piece of paper. I sure do. It's a green one. All right, ATG. You know your job. Good. I like how fast the ATG is, that's for sure. I understand why people use it. I've not been lining up those up very well from top to bottom and edge to edge. But by the time I pile everything on top, it doesn't seem to matter. Not to me anyways. Let's use some more of these smaller pieces. By the way, well, let's just do it now so I don't forget. These pieces I've been ripping off right here. I have a whole pile of them. If you have a stamp set like this, right here, you know, if you have anything with like text, numbers, lettering, you can go through a pile of book page edges like this and make some really cool like little labels to add to your collage, to add to your cards. Hey, Nima. You know, and you can make yourself ephemera with these. You can make little pieces. See, and you can now cut these apart. Anyways, you could take the edges of these book pages and make yourself a whole bunch of like little labels with them. I'll leave that one just like that. But in no time, you can have all kinds of pieces. That you can then kind of stash away. And the next time you want something that kind of looks like this, you'll already have it made, and you'll have it made on the recycled book pages. Just an idea, just a thought. Trying to hit some of those wider pieces of that paper with this circle one. Can do the same thing with the flourish. I'll even add a number to that one. See? And this is why I'm a paper hoarder, because I look at these things and I'm like, that can be something. Added a little flourish and the little stamp. I'll stop for now, but I just wanted to show y'all that. So that's why I've been putting those book page edges that I'm tearing off on my desk. Oh, well, Jeanine, you know, it's worth it. It's worth it. Besides, I bet your craft stash is big and beautiful. So enjoy the new bathroom. That's what I say. So yeah, these pieces right here that I'm tearing off the edges because I just want the wording. Okay. Let's grab a focal point. Ooh, I think I want this one that's in the garden. I love this garden image. So that, let's make that one our focal point. I don't know that a banner will work for this card, but we can cut one out and see. Could cut it out and try. I like this. I like where this is going. Okay. I think I'm going to stamp this with love again. These stamps, these peg stamps that I'm using are from Journal Say as well. Go to bed, Rhonda. You've seen most everything. This is the last card. You need your rest, my dear. You can come back and catch the rest, but we're just going to be putting on pearls and wrapping it up. I got to go too. I got to go to the post office and go to work. But I have plenty of time because I woke up at 4:30. Actually, I woke up about 4. I think I started putting packages together at 4:30. All right. Love. Love is a beautiful thing. Okay. I'm actually kind of liking the bareness of this one, but let's add in the doily. Yeah, okay. And the love, put the love back in. I think I might staple this love onto this label, onto this piece. And I'm sure we'll end up popping them both up. I'm just gonna do one staple this time. The staple is aesthetic. It's not really, because it's gonna be, I think I like it like this. I don't think I'm gonna add any paste or anything else. I think I'm just gonna go with this because we're gonna also add pearls. So let's glue it down. Yeah, Jackie, go get your rest, everyone. Don't miss sleep on my account. Sleep is too important. It's crucial. Plus, there's always the replay. And you've seen most of what's going on. We're just playing and layering up some fun cards today. Hi, Carolyn. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the doily really, I think for the shabby chic kind of vintagey look that I'm going for today, was the right touch. Let's put our banner up there at the top. Whoops. You guys, these paper pads have so many possibilities. You know, we're just playing with 2 sheets. Well, I did end up bringing in the 3rd sheet. today, but we've just been doing one design. I am curious how many cards I can make from one paper pad. I think what I'm going to do is, like, today we've made 6 cards. And I think I'm going to just kind of do a tally mark and see and kind of keep track, like, how many cards I can make from just one of these paper pads, because I think it's going to be a lot. And even though I've used 3 different sheets today, there's still a lot of those sheets left here as I look around my desk. We didn't use a full 3 sheets. Did I tell you guys I was back at Walmart, the same one where I got that flea market book, the flea market magazine, flea market decor, that was so cool with all the Christmas stuff. We did a flip through of it together. Well, I could not help myself, and I was there again, and I picked up the In Her Studio, and I've started reading it. And it's because in 2025 I want to get my studio like really put together aesthetically and with organization and everything. And I picked it up for my inspiration and started reading through it. It's really cool. It's nice to hear of women's journey through finding their art, finding their aesthetic and what their passions are with their art, and turning that into, you know, developing their space. I don't know. It's just really, really interesting. I've always subscribed to the Stampington, well, not always, but to this magazine. Let me grab it. The Somerset Studios, which we case this sometimes, right? We've worked on casing this before. So it's the same publisher, but it's called In Her Studio. And it features different artists in their studios and pictures of it. And it's just very inspirational for me right now as I think about, you know, changing my studio. All right, so here are the 6 cards. This was the first one we made today. So here are the 6 cards we've made today. Let's take a look here. I've got plenty more out of these 3 sheets. We've still got all of this to work with. Not that we have the time for that today, but I just want to show you. Still got all of that, and this, and this, and these 2 tickets. Plenty. I'm going to be able to make so many cards. I'm going to grab an index card. Maybe this is an idea that y'all can do too. I'm going to grab an index card. I'm going to put it in, because I always just store the rest of my, you know, scraps right back with my paper pad. So it's all together. So I'm going to put all those in there. Just need a pen. Just going to put Gilded Rose card count. I'm just gonna make a note. Shabby chic layers. That's what we'll call these cards. And I think I'm just gonna keep track of how many cards I can make with one pad of paper. And I'm a pen and paper kind of gal, so that's how I'm gonna have to keep track of mine, is with my index card. Maybe that's would be a good thing for you guys too, if you look at it and you're like, you know, I spent whatever on something. I want to see how much I use it or how many cards I can make from it. Have an index card. Keep track of it. So now all the scraps go back in here. Bye, Esther. Have a good afternoon and evening. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. Okay. So we've got our 6 cards. The only thing I would do from here, I've got all my book pages, and now I have some book page ephemera that we made real quick together. Look at all that. I'll put that off to the side where that goes. I'll put this in my ephemera folder and I'll just have it there the next time I want something like this in a collage or on a card. All right. Now the only thing left in my mind is maybe adding some pearls to these. Nothing says shabby chic like some pearls, right? I bought these on Amazon. They're not as lustrous as like cat scrappiness. I really like cat scrappiness pearls. They're not as lustrous as that. And I did have to buy them in 3 sizes, which means they weren't, it was an investment. Let's just put it that way. But what is cool about it is all the colors are coordinated. So I have 3 sizes. I mean, some of my bins have already used up, but I have basically 3 sizes to play with. So I'm going to use these because what's the point in buying them if you're not going to use them? And let me pick some colors. And I'm just going to scoop some of these out over here. I think I'm going to go pretty neutral because my roses come in all different colors. So I think, let's see, I think I'm going to go for this green and gold. Get some of those out. Yeah, I think I'm just going to use that color. I'm going to keep it simple. So I'll get some of that size. The way I've used up some of these is I've put them as freebies. So I put sequin mixes in my freebies, and one time I even added some pearls to them. So that was one way I used up a couple of the cubbies. Sharing them. Sharing is caring, huh? Oh, thanks, Carolyn. All right. Carolyn is one of my aunt's names. I've always loved that name. We call her Sue, but her name's Carolyn. All right. That should be enough. I like, when it comes to embellishments, I like a variety of sizes. Okay, so we'll put maybe 3 up in this corner, 2 or 3 down in that corner. Let's see how it goes. This is my crystal katana, and the last time I used it, it wasn't very sticky. So when that happens, I kind of just, it's wax. I kind of peel a layer back of the wax, and then it works again. I think it just gets a little mucky with glue, and it makes it less effective. These little ones are real little. Okay, now I want like a mid size. For me, the pearls just finish it off. Let's put 3 on this one. I'm gonna put another mid-size over here. Okay, and this one now needs them. I think that'll be enough. Put a big one right there. These little ones are just so little. It's easy to put too much glue on it. I'm gonna have to go tell my favorite robot to be quiet. We have an alarm that's going off. That's the bus alarm for most weekday mornings that we're trying to make it to. Okay, so those 3 I think are done, and I do think the pearls finish them. All right. Well, here, let me leave these for you to look at. Let me go talk to her because I don't want to set off anything y'all might have in your house. I couldn't figure out yesterday why Alexa was ignoring me, and then my husband figured it out. We had it on mute. Oh my gosh. I know, Jennifer. I took the plunge. Those are about $11 each, which really isn't that much, but I bought 3 different sizes. I don't think the sizes are listed on them. No, they're not. But yeah, I just took the plunge and created myself a collection because I love pearls. When it comes to embellishments like sequins, confetti, pearls, gems, pearls are my favorite. I don't know what it is. They just are my favorite. But I think gems are second and confetti is third. And sequins is the last one on the list, unfortunately. But they're still great. It's just, I found what I like. Okay, so the last 3 cards, the 5x7s. This one's pretty wild. These other 2 are much more calm. These don't need a lot. Let's just add a couple little pearls. 1, 2, 3. Start there. Put the biggest one here in the center. I think the little ones are just, they would be perfect for some projects, but they're just too little for me today. Oh my goodness. There we go. Made it work. Okay, so that one's good. This one already has so much going on that I don't know if it needs pearls. So instead of putting glue down, I'm going to put a couple of pearls down and see what I think. We're just going to do big ones on this one because I don't know if you'd see anything else. Oh, yeah, I like that. You know who else has really awesome like pearls and embellishments? Scrappy Tells. Man, Sabrina makes some mixes, you guys. I love Scrappy Tails embellishments. This calls for confetti, Scrappy Tails, and cat scrappiness. Those are probably my top 3 for me personally. And then this one, we'll put a couple up at the top. One down here at the bottom. And that's it. We made 6 cards, you guys. Wasn't that fun? That was fun. I had a good time. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, thanks, Janin. That was fun. I had a good time. I thought I was moving that in a better position, but I had them right where they needed to be. Okay, this little mix I made, I'm just going to kind of dump in here. It'll be fine. And that's it. Oh my gosh, what a good time. I had a blast. I hope you had fun. You know, I almost forgot it's Monday. I had so much fun, but it is Monday. I've got to run off and take these orders to the post office so other people can play with the Gilded Rose. The Gilded Rose is available in my shop, bittypenny.com. Let me get it out. It's the one I just released it yesterday, so it's in the shop. If you're a channel member, make sure to use your discount code because it applies to anything and everything in my shop. And yeah, if you're interested, go check it out. The Gilded Rose. This is just the first 6 cards baking from it, but we're going to be able to make so much more. And this whole layering thing that I did this morning, if you're not a card maker, but you're a junk journaler, you could think about decorating your pages like this in a similar way. You could definitely decorate junk journal pages or make ephemera. You could take this same concept and turn it into a journaling card, just whatever your heart desires. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. Thanks for spending time with me. Hi, Reagan. I hope you're doing well. I hope you all have, I agree, Carolyn. They just finish it off. Like, to me, the cards almost look naked without them, without the pearls. But I hope you guys have an amazing Monday. You guys, we've still got a sheet load coming out this month. I mean, yeah, this week, I have a sheet load. On the 1st, I'm not even going to spoil the surprise. On the 1st, there's a new collab. So Crafty Goals collab has changed, and we have a whole new collab now. And so that comes out on the 1st. You'll learn more about it on the 1st. And then there's another team, a creative team that I have joined that I think many of you are going to be very excited about. And it just so happens that on the 2nd this week, you're going to get 2 videos from me at the same time. It's kind of weird, but it's just when these 2 teams launch their videos. So on the 2nd, it's a double whammy. But I wanted to be a part of both of them. So here we go. Thank you so much for spending time with me, you guys. I hope y'all have a super beautiful day and a great week ahead. And yeah, there's more to come. All right. Love you. Bye.